lying to me.
I would never lie to you, bro.
I think you lied. I think you just said it, and you're doing it right now.
It says, if Pretzel had a secret Santa, we'd ask to be paired with Sexy. I don't know how that makes any sense, but that's the message that Pretzel has on their little app today. So it's like, here we are, guys. Woo! You know?
We'll do it live.
I did see Dr. Disrespect openly admit on his stream that he's been having like major anxiety because of everything going on.
Oh, blame the guy.
Basically said, he said, usually I'm the kind of guy who just pushes forward, doesn't really bother me. He said, but not knowing why, he said, I still don't know the answer why and what's going on with that, and just knowing that it's done. He's like, and how it affects me playing with other streamers and doing tournaments and stuff like that. He's like, just gives me more anxiety. He goes, I'm not worried about me being a streamer. He goes, I was a big streamer before I met any of these other streamers. Like, I made my way playing by myself. But he was like, just basically saying, like, this is the first time in his life he's actually dealt with real, like, anxiety. It's like messing with him on a day-to-day basis. I was like, I bet, dude. You got a big, huge empire like that. Is it popping up for you?
Nope.
Still not?
Yeah, there's nothing there. Not on Discord.
Oh, on Discord. I thought you were talking about Facebook. Whoa.
We're live on Facebook now, though, so I'll go ahead and share that.
Yeah, that's what I thought you originally meant.
Even though I said Discord?
Yeah, I clearly said Discord, but it's there.
Clearly, he said Discord.
Don't be weird. Don't be weird about it.
So I'm just going to share the video links with you guys on the ones we're going to watch. I'll throw them in Discord as we're doing it.
Okay.
And if I forget, Ryan can be like, Plant, you forgot, dog. God, such a loser, man.
The ones you're playing silent, right?
I'm not going to share.
Yeah, you're not going to share. You're just going to play those, and we can see them in the Discord.
Right.
Okay, just make sure.
That's the plan, at least.
Okie dokie.
Right.
Hello, I'm Clinton with the Delirious Dads Gaming Podcast.
Every time.
And this year, myself.
Oh. Shut up. Shut up, Clint. Shut your stupid mouth. Stupid mouth. Alright. Hey.
What's up, guys?
We would like to show. Sorry. Listen to music over here, guys. Alright, let's get started. We'll play our little video while we share out. I'm Clinton Stanley here with Ryan Maddox.
What's up, guys?
And Hunter Venable.
What's going on? We're Delirious Dads Gaming. Our whole point of this show is to talk about all things dads, and then we also want to blend in gaming. That's our hobby.
Man, that audio when we first started was so booze off.
Touching on, obviously I don't have a kid just yet. It's coming.
So did you hear the audio of that fart I just let out?
No. We had that blocked off. Working ahead on that censorship,
I'm surprised you cannot smell it through the mic. I made a mistake. I'll just say that.
Made a mistake. Boy.
Are you a Tom Brady fan now?
We need to play golf with Chris again, guys. Come
What you're
on.
saying, whatever
Come on.
Tom Brady's on one.
Every time
Come on
I
now,
see
he showed her,
this video, I think, man,
Best game ever.
Oh yeah,
Just let her taste it.
you get such a great reaction out of Clinton every time.
So
buying a pair of cowboy
That game's really putting the pressure on Fall Guys. I know Fall Guys.
Yeah, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, you don't face me right, like, oh, come on now. Grow up.
It looks like his little balls.
Thanks for joining us, guys. Just about to get this thing rolling, sharing it out. We're just about to start.
crackdown
There's us
3,
playing Resident Evil.
worst reviewed
The
game,
game
of the
we've
century.
never
there's only 8
finished.
people in the lobby, right?
I mean, obviously, it's not the only game. There's tons of games we haven't finished at this point.
Yeah, like the very next game that came up on the little preview.
Borderlands 2,
We never
DayZ.
finished
Oh, yeah,
DayZ.
showing them standing
You
over
can't
by
finish
the-
DayZ.
right there by
That's
that
what's
tent.
beautiful about it.
There
It'll
in the
never be
lobby.
finished.
So I'm telling you, if you get over there quick, you might have a chance to
You know
kill
what's
guys.
beautiful about DayZ? All the bondage.
Hmm.
Yep, that's where we're at right now.
I think you mean the bonding, but I get what you're saying.
Bonding, yeah. Well, no, there's definitely tying up
No,
and gagging in
he
that
meant
game.
bondage.
Yeah, there is bondage. I just,
That's
I
the
don't
best
think a
part when
smile
you're playing
just
DayZ.
brings smiles when you see it. I think a smile can bring a smile when you hear it. Write that down.
And then they hand you that.
I got
slick
another
phone
question.
that
Do I
fills
just
the
sound
proper weight in
amazing,
your
like,
hand,
you
and
know,
it's all
butter on
just
bread,
like,
baby?
Of course.
Yeah,
Really?
that podcast tomorrow, that dude Ryan is going to get
Why
his
wouldn't you?
nipples waxed. They're gonna be talking
There's
about
actually
that
like a little
because
background noise that
competition is
happens when
good.
you talk.
Oh, is there?
I forgot they don't know how many of us there are. They're only hearing.
it's
Probably a
eating him
little
up right now.
bit, little bit
Just
of an
thinking about it. Is he
echo.
serious or not?
Yeah. Going through it in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No,
Stay
it's not
stay
a-
awake
it's
at
not
night.
a- It's not an echo.
Yeah.
You got it. You can even land on that island out there. Don't hit us though.
Yeah, don't- Oh my god. Oh my god.
I just watched that part of the video where Ryan landed that helicopter on the
Oh yeah.
beach.
That's the worst
horrible.
helicopter land ever.
It was amazing, dude. It started smoking.
Man, we had so much fun during that little Christmas period there. Ryan had just got back from hanging lights everywhere, and we had some time off.
Too. Baby girl is doing
Mhm.
good. Annalise Murray.
We just gotten Rowdy and Justin into PC gaming.
physically on the
Sean,
It's our new daddy, Hunter Venable.
I'm back.
hence
know
the
what's a good
Christmas
one?
colors in the back. What?
Having Hunter back.
It
That
is.
makes me feel complete.
All right.
Ryan's a new daddy.
Ray
Oh
Rowe.
yeah. Yep.
Good.
Ray
Little
Rowe.
Jennifer, she has arrived.
Red rum or
She's
Ready Row?
Like, no, I'm not.
Ray Rowe.
I don't want to catch the
Ray
baby
Rowe.
for one. I'm definitely not letting Dad catch the
Ray
baby
Rowe.
without a doctor.
Ray Rowe.
I had to give her the elbow, bro. I pushed her a little bit, and I was
All
like,
right,
I'm
let's
catching
do it.
the baby.
We're gonna head over to our sponsors, and then we'll be ready to go.
I put a wager
As
in.
Ryan says.
Loser's got to wax his nipples.
Hunter, do you know what you're gonna say?
Just the nipples.
Yeah.
Ooh, excuse me. Oh my goodness, golly gee whittlers. All right, Claire. Sorry. Bye. Love you. We gotta go get started. Here we go.
Golly gee wicklers. He said.
Oh, look at that sexy man. You're going to have to cut off the screen.
Yep. All right, here we go. Switching the sponsor now.
That's so sticky.
Tonight's episode is brought to you by Click Gaming, a freelance esports tournament company based out of Oklahoma. If you're located in the U.S. and need esports services, this is the ultimate gaming company for you. Contact Johnny Weaver at icychiller@att.net. That's ICYCHILLER. On this episode of the Delirious Dads Gaming Podcast.
We have what you need.
Are you a pro? Or are you just a little bit ratchet and clank?
It's not vengeance, it's justice.
And now, the Delirious Dads Gaming Podcast.
Again, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. It's the 81st episode of the Delirious Dads Gaming Podcast. I'm Clinton Stanley, and I'm here with...
Big Rye, the sly guy.
And Huntsman 420.
Yeah, so your new name's Ryan the Sly Guy? Ryan the Sly Guy?
No,
Sly?
I just, when I was smiling, I saw like my eyes look like they were like, you know. So,
Yeah.
mhm.
You want to know what hurts my feelings? I have one eye that's smaller than the other, kind of. So when I
You're
smile...
kidding me.
Yeah, so when I smile...
I've never noticed.
When I smile, it almost looks like I had a stroke on one side, on my right side, really.
Well,
Yeah,
mine does
I
that too, but I don't think it's because my eyes small. It's just because one of my eyes is lazier. It's like,
Maybe.
It closes on me.
I think because Clint was born early at 2.4 pounds or whatever it was.
2 pounds,
There's all
6
kinds
ounces.
of-
You were close.
Yeah. All the issues that Clint has, we just blame on that. Celiac, born early,
Yeah.
You know
fat,
what?
born
this,
early,
Had this little monkey that
neck,
was way bigger than me.
born early.
No, that's
You know
Wow.
what hurts my feelings is how good that mustache looks on you.
Oh yeah, it is beautiful.
he does look good.
No, I'm
Oh, you're talking about
you.
me?
I'm talking about
Oh,
yours. Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Kind of got that Mario vibe. Went with the red shirt. It's
Yeah,
me. I'm
yeah,
Mario. Yeah.
I don't realize you have that much mustache until you shave all the rest of your facial
Right.
hair off, and
Right.
it's like, oh,
Well, that's
got-
because he took all the rest and glued it on his mustache.
There you go. No, my problem was I was looking at it the other day. It's I have a red in it, a little red mixed in there. I guess because of my
Like
light brown hair.
blondish red stuff going. Yep.
So there's actually more there that even it just doesn't show up because it's so light. So it's kind
yeah,
of
know what
that's how
you-
my mustache is.
You know what you do to fix that? You
Little
can't
little
because it'll look
mascara.
weird on you. Yep,
Little
I remember doing
mascara.
that back in high school.
Yep.
Little mascara, bro. Make
Yeah.
that so show, cuz.
Oh yeah, then I really be looking like the Italian plumber.
Now,
from,
not
uh,
at school. We
Superman.
didn't put mascara in it to look cool. That would be weird. That's
We
not
did
what
it
I'm
for
saying.
like skits and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, hey, it's time to talk about Gamescom this week. It happened last week, right on that the Friday, something like that.
Yeah.
Went and launched. It was pretty good. Okay, I'm lying. There was some of it that I was pumped about, and then other parts I'm just like, what was this?
Yeah,
I'm
we'll
gonna
just
go ahead and throw it
right.
out there.
Yeah, right from the beginning, just let people know it was kind of like well, we got to do an event. That's how it felt to me. There's some
Yeah.
good things in it, but a lot of it's repeat, or maybe it's something that we already got in one of the other big events, and they just added a tiny bit to it. But there's not a bunch of completely new news, which is really what we like to bring to you guys. Usually, there's still enough that there's plenty of content, but usually we're like fighting back a 3-hour podcast when there's a big con. But in this one, I think we're going to knock it out. So
Right.
that kind of gives you a general idea of where we're at on this one.
So only
There
a
is some good stuff. There is some good stuff. So don't get us wrong. There's things we're excited about in here. It's just that a lot of the things that we're excited about in here, we were already excited about.
right. And 2-hour podcast is what he means by that, guys.
No, I say we usually struggle to get it within to 3. Like
Right.
we
So-
make it 2.
So now I'm
but
saying
we're-
we'll do 2.
Oh, tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we can still keep it down to our normal. But yeah, it might. Who knows? We'll see.
No, we're kidding. We are going to watch some. We are going to do kind of a watch along on some of the videos that we deem interesting. Some of the other ones, not so much because it's them talking to developers, not a lot of gameplay, and we find that when we watch just interview type stuff, we kind of talk over them talking. It's a little hard to stay quiet. So.
Now, another thing, guys, the watch along thing is something new that we've done just a couple times so far. We like it. We enjoy it. It works well for the live stream with the video content. We don't really know whether we're sold on it on the audio side yet. So give us some feedback. Let us know. Send us an email or comment on it. Obviously, the watch alongs work well for YouTube, but our primary thing is the podcast here. You guys are our main supporters, and so we want to make sure that we don't veer off, so let us know.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about that too. And like, if you are watching our podcast, it'd be cool to participate with us. Is pull up maybe a preview of these games we talk about on YouTube. Just watch a playthrough or a preview while we talk about it, and then you can kind of get a feel for what we're talking about, and then you'll have your own view on it. So
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
All right, well, let's hit that game news, baby. Leaks for Geeks. All right, guys, it's time for the leaks for the geeks. The Gamescom for you. That's what's going on this week. As we said at the beginning of the show, we're going to cover what we thought was interesting and some of the stuff that wasn't as interesting to us. We will kind of touch on, but we're not going to go into great detail over. But with that said, Ryan, you want to start off on anything that came up on your radar with the event?
Yeah, well, the first thing is a game that Hunter's real excited about, too. and I think we all are. We didn't get a bunch of new information on it, but that's Ratchet and Clank. And I think, Clint, you're going to play video in the background while we're talking about that.
Yeah, I'll be loading it up right now.
But that game is it just looks better and better. What they released this time, maybe I missed a few things, but I didn't see anything new about the gameplay. They just gave us a lot more gameplay instead of just cinematic. So this is the second extended gameplay trailer that they let out. If you haven't seen it yet, even though you've already seen the original stuff, this trailer is worth watching. It is a good trailer. It's going to reamp you. They use some of the same footage, it looks like, when I was watching it from the original game trailer, but there's a bunch of new footage added to it. And the game, it just looks so full. That is the thing when I watch it. It just looks so, the word we used last time, and it rings when I watch the preview this time too, is immersive. It just has, for that kind of game, right? Not immersive like a deep story, immersive like an RPG. That's not what I mean. I'm talking about the environment is more immersive than any game of that style that we've played in the past, right? Because this game kind of fits like some of the Mario games or Spyro the Dragon or some of the games we've loved over the years, right? Ratchet and Clank, the old ones came in that same era. And so to have this kind of fullness to that kind of game is very unique to me. That's what catches my eye every time I watch these previews.
Yeah. And as you said, it's very polished. They knew the direction they were going before they showed it to anybody, I feel like.
Oh yeah.
Like and so that gives you a lot of confidence in the game developer as far as they already have their vision, so they're going to have a strong base. Hunter, I know you've watched some of the gameplay. What are your thoughts, buddy?
No, I'm with Ryan. I think atmospheric is what I would say. Because there's so much going on in the background, it just keeps you. It feels, for a animation style game, it feels so realistic because it's just like the city's moving behind the action and things are going on in the background and there's just a lot of attention to detail in this game already that we see just from the previews.
Yeah.
So
this is a perfect example of a game that has great graphics that aren't meant to be realistic.
Yes.
When you're watching this game, you know right away you're playing this game and it's a next-gen kind of game, even though it's not a photorealistic style game. So that is hard to achieve. A lot of your games that are more artistic-y kind of feel sometimes a little left behind. They don't feel like they're taking advantage of the new abilities of the systems. They probably are. They just don't look that way on the surface. To where this game, it's kind of undeniable. You watch the preview and you're just like, dang. This is some new stuff right here.
And like Hunter was saying with the city, it's just really impressive the amount of physics that are going on. So when an object explodes, it's not just a couple shatters. It's thousands of little pieces, it looks like, flying everywhere. Plus, you have people in the background moving, spaceships flying in the air, like just a lot going on. And the transitions from cinematic trailer to gameplay, flawless. It's really not... it's not even that you went to a cinematic trailer. You're still in the same gameplay, the same engine. Nothing changed, and then even the transitions from whenever he's going into different warp areas, as we said before, is just super flawless. But it's a good gauge as to what a game developer can do with an old idea, an older IP, for sure.
So I want to be the first one to say this, and it may not be in the game at all, but I want to cover my bases so that I can say I told you so. I'm going to predict that there's going to be a Fortnite nod in this game.
Oh, yeah?
Just because of all the different shattered dimension type things they're doing. It'd be so easy to tie that in because Fortnite's always done that.
Now, do you think it'll be Fortnite within this game, like an Easter egg in this game? Or do you think Fortnite grabs them a Ratchet and Clank outfit and throws it into their universe?
I think it might be a small Easter egg in this game, or they're like a dialogue Easter egg or something like that. But
I could definitely see that because the artists of both games, I think if the artists from Fortnite are watching this game, they're going to be inspired. You know what I mean? And so I do see a connection in the artistry and in the shadowing and the colors and. Yeah, I think that this is done better.
Oh, yes.
obviously, but it
I
is
do
the
too.
same. It's the same vibe. It's got the same kind of
shattered
feel to it.
dimensions where stuff keeps popping in is what made me think about that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But
No,
what I'm excited about, we talk about the detail. What I'm excited about is when somebody pays this much attention to the details and the backgrounds, you're up for a good story.
Yeah, because you don't get to working on that stuff while you're not finished with the main stuff.
Right. And you don't put, you don't put that much attention to detail and time into your world if you haven't, put so much care into the story and the game itself. So I'm excited. I'm excited to play this. Ratchet and Clank was one of the first games I ever played alongside Jack and Daxter.
Yeah.
On PlayStation. So I'm excited. I really am to play this. It's so cool. It's one thing to play a remake like Crash Bandicoot and Spyro and those and see the new graphics and wow. It's another thing to play a whole new game that's been made with these characters. So
and it's made using the new technology, not just for the looks, but that's what I was going to hit next. If you're watching the preview or you haven't watched it, go watch it, because one of the big things that jumps out to you is not just how beautiful and interactive the world looks and responsive, it's the way he fights. It's definitely not the same old game. The way he moves, the way he maneuvers in and out of things and behind things, and even the way the creatures move in and out of things and behind things.
The way the enemies react to you. I mean, they're so
very different. Very
quick.
different.
It's very quick. It doesn't seem like there's any loading of AI in this. It's just very flawless reactions.
It's got, I guess the best way that I could describe it in a simple way is it looks more like you're playing a character in the movie.
Yeah.
Right? Because the movies always amp things up. Like you get a lot more out of the movie visually than you do from the game. This looks like you're doing that while you're playing. Yeah. It's very different. It's just something. I'm not even a single player kind of guy, just because I usually don't have the time to play single players unless it's something like that we really are liking, all of us together, like Resident Evil or something like that. I would definitely sit down and play this one. I'm not going to skip this one.
It's going to keep your attention the whole way through. Yeah.
Well, I think this would be a great game for my daughter too. She's just at the edge where she's getting into being able to handle a little more chaotic kind of games. And so if I could thrust her into this, she can handle anything, because this game is all over the place.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, really good stuff on the part of Ratchet and Clank. Probably one of the, I would say one of the bigger reveals this year as far as a single player campaign game. So,
and just so you guys know, I did look up, and they're going to have a very wide range of difficulty, which will affect the playability of the game a lot. So they're designing it so the younger crowds can play and adults can play, and for anybody it's going to be really challenging. So there's a mode in there that's like super, super hard. You know what I mean? And then there's modes in there that are kind of, sounds like by the way they're talking, that it's going to be even less than what would normally be considered easy in an adult game. Does that make sense? Which I think is cool. I think that's a pretty good catering that they're doing there to both sides.
Yeah. And so there were some other, we have smaller games, and as we said, we're going to kind of go over games that we were more excited about, and some of them we kind of came together on and were equally as excited. So we're going to cover that, but there were some smaller titles that were mentioned, so we are going to go over that as well. There was a free-to-play action RPG game called Genshin Impact. This is going to arrive on the PS4, PC, and mobile next month. This is takes inspiration from the Zelda Breath of the Wild. And so that's going to be, as we said, this is actually going to release September 28th, 2020. So,
it's kind of a depth of field RPG in the sense of when we say it takes from the Zelda, it's an inspiration in the storyline and kind of the vibe of the game. But in the art of the game, it's still you've got anime that is more 3D, right? Anime style games. This is more like a 2D drawing style RPG with what I say depth of field. So it feels like you're in a 3D world, but the art is still 2D. That's the easiest way for, I don't know how else to describe that, but it's that style of game. If you're into that kind of game, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So that's the style of this game. It is a very good and vibrant looking game. The artwork is great.
Yeah, it looks really good. For what it is. So that's one of the other titles that's
this is a free to play game too, just so you guys know. This is not a
right.
So, but it is one of those that they mentioned. So we feel like, well, we definitely we don't want to leave the littler, independent, smaller companies out. Another one that's an artistic game, looks like a co-op adventure RPG, and this one's called Haven. This is going to be a launch title for Xbox Series X. Did we cover this in the Xbox event? I didn't think we did.
Yeah, this is a new announcement.
Yeah, so Haven follows the story of two lovers, U and K, as they work on restoring a forgotten planet. And this is, like we said, this is going to be a launch title for Xbox Series X, but it will be releasing for PC, Switch, PS5, and PS4 eventually. But it just looks like Series X is going to get its first.
This is kind of
stab at it.
This is kind of an in between the 2D and 3D, if I could define it. And I would say it is, it's a RPG. It's a turn-based kind of style RPG. So when you're in battle and stuff like that, it's not a live action battle, which everybody has their preferences. There's another one we'll mention sometime tonight, probably. That's kind of the same thing. It's a turn-based, and it's actually kind of a known game, and they made a big announcement, and we'll hit that one too. But the artwork in this one looks a pretty good step above the one we just mentioned, right? The free-to-play RPG Genshin Impact looks good for a free-to-play game. This one looks like definitely they put a little more time into the artwork and stuff like that. And if you like anime style, it's definitely a pretty good-looking game also.
And the next one we have on our list is a similar game called Drake Hollow. And when I say similar, guys, I just mean it's a smaller production. Yeah.
Yeah, completely different kind of game. And this game actually looked kind of interesting. I went ahead and pulled up some extra stuff on it just because they didn't tell us much on IGN. But
right. So this kind of has some building features to it. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Fortnite's building style as far as how it shows the blue silhouette of what you want to build compared to what you're doing. So, but yeah, so this one is it's going to be available now, and that's on PC and the Xbox One. Players can team up with their friends. Sorry, I accidentally clicked off my article here. It says that they can team up with their friends to protect a village of vegetables, the titular drakes from the evil beast in the hollow. Pretty simple explanation, but
this is kind of a sim style. You are building your base, but it's also got a
it yells Fortnite to me though. Just that
almost like artwork wise and stuff. The style of gameplay looks Fortnite-y.
Well, and then even how they're swinging their melee weapons looks like a pickaxe from that.
They definitely. There's no doubt about it. They stole some animations, or they stole the ideas of the animations, but the way they move and interact is definitely Fortnite. Even the color palette is fairly Fortnite. Which is popular right now with kids, so it'll catch people's eyes. I get it; it's marketing, but. In this game, you're going to be doing building, but then you're also kind of doing, like I said, in the sim side, you're doing a, like your little Tamagotchis and stuff you used to have back in the day. That's what these vegetables are to you. They get hungry, they need sleep, they'll literally die if they're too bored. So you're not just building, you're taking care of these animals and making sure they survive and kind of protecting them. And so it's definitely kind of a Sims vibe, or not Sims vibe, but a sim type of a game. In a sense, in a certain way. So, unique little game. Artwork looks good on it. It didn't say that it was free that I saw. I don't think it is free. I think this one actually already released.
Yeah. That one is available as of right now. Okay. The day they launched it was the day that it came out.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah. Cool. So it's like, hey, come play our game. Another bigger one that they announced was Ace Combat 7. Skies Unknown. This is a DLC that bring back the 3 fan favorite aircraft. In celebration of the series' 25th anniversary, Ace Combat 7 Skies Unknown got new DLC that includes over 30 cosmetics and bring back 3 fan favorite planes, the ASF-X, the CFA-44, and the XFA-27. So that was one that they announced. Now we're going to kind of move into some of the bigger games.
Oh, did you guys ever play Ace Combat?
I never did.
Yeah, I mean, but shoot, it would have been like way back.
Maybe I did. That was on PC back in the day? Or no?
I'm pretty sure
I
it
think
was
I
PC
had it
title
on one of my PlayStation games.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. But it definitely was a game from back in the DDG, because that's the only reason I know about it, because I haven't played it currently.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah. So yeah, we were going to move on to the bigger titles, or some bigger titles, and of course one of the biggest titles is Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, which we've been discussing, I don't know, every week for the last month, feels like.
Right.
So this one was just primarily a cinematic animation trailer. It showed an extended version of Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War's Perseus briefing cinematic that also featured in the latest Call of Duty's reveal. The new look features returning characters Frank Woods, Alex Mason, Jason Hudson, and the big reveal, President Ronald Reagan showed up for the event. So
nice.
There you go. Yep. So it kind of gives you a little pump up for what's to come for the world of Black Ops. They also did an announcement for Solasta. Crown of the Magister brings a Dungeon and Dragons inspired CRPG to Steam early access this fall. And it says here that players will be able to create their own party of adventures, including rolling for stats, and take them through the shattered world of Solasta. I'm probably killing their name. So, yep. And those interested can also download a demo starting right now. So,
nice.
Want to check that out? Go for it. So there was a lot of little hits, here and there, a little peppering of this, that, and the other. But Star Wars made a huge impact, I feel like, at this event. I mean...
Yeah, a lot for one event, that's for sure.
Yeah, yeah. So we're going to break down each one, and you guys can share your opinions if you'd like. Primarily, they had 3 different game titles that were announced at this event, which some I had heard of. We kind of knew rumors of. Others, it was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. So we'll just go ahead and start with one of the ones that I would say is least Star Wars, which is The Sims. So The Sims 4 announced...
Did you say Sims?
I did. The Sims 4 had an announcement trailer, which I will load up for you guys right meow. They had an announcement trailer for... what's it called? Journey Batu. Journey to Batu. Journey to Batu. Is that how you say that town's name?
Yeah, that's what I would say.
Batu, or that planet?
Batu,
yeah. Journey to Batu. Yeah, that sounds right. So they did an announcement trailer, and at first I was like, oh, this is an interesting Star Wars game. I didn't even realize, hey, Clint.
That it was Sims?
Yeah. You're watching Sims right now. So, yeah. So they did that, and hold on real quick. What happened to my...
I don't have any links in the comment section. I was just about to tell you that. None of the links that you said you were pulling up for me are in there.
No, we haven't started watching any yet.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to put them in there ahead of time, so I'm just giving you a heads up.
No, I'm about to throw them in there right now.
Alrighty.
Give me just one. Oh, okay. Give me just 1 sec here.
Oh, yeah. You're forgiven.
Good old IGN, and their player. Here you go, boys. Throwing it into the Discord. There you are. All right. So here we go, boys. We can kind of watch this together. So this will be part of our watch along for this event.
Okay.
If I can get it to load. Come on, man. Now remember, Hunter, don't hit play till I tell you. So you'll screw up the. We won't be in sync.
So this is the one straight from the IGN page we're looking at?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just click on it from there because it's weird.
I was going to say.
Oh, is it not wanting to load for you from there?
No, but we already have it
holds
up.
up the whole
so
page.
like,
Yeah.
Okay. Well, all I know is 5 Hour Energy is like on every one of these videos for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I should click it and get past that. You're right.
Some of them have been.
There we go.
Actually, I have an ad blocker, so it doesn't let me do that.
Oh, it doesn't? Okay. Well, lucky you. All right, boys. You got the video pulled up?
Yep, but I'm watching 5 Hour Energy.
5 Hour Energy. Brought to you
I'll tell you when I'm ready. 5 Hour Energy.
I'm seeing this lightsaber on our screen, and that does not look right. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. So yes, The Sims 4 is incorporating Star Wars, and this is
nice. I like it.
Yeah. A lot of work on the Sims department.
It is.
Yeah, I mean they transformed the whole map.
One genie.
It's hilarious seeing them do the Sims talk though.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, this is...
What's hilarious is Clint was watching this and then didn't realize it was Sims, even though very, very quickly it was obvious. It was Sims.
No, I meant like the first 5 seconds.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what you meant.
Yeah.
It looks good though. I mean, I didn't actually, when you mentioned it, I didn't expect that they were going to be. I thought it was going to be maybe like a little pack, like a little side mission or something. Hey, like a little tribute or a nod to Star Wars. We're talking about a full-on Star Wars
DLC, like
story. Yeah, I mean, it's like.
Look, it seems like you would load up the. Yeah, it looks like you would load up the map, maybe. Okay, so here's showing you how you would do your housing and.
Yeah, you build your house and everything with Star Wars style art and all that. That's cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm gonna say that's gonna be a huge hit, guys. What do you think?
I think it will too.
It looks good. I would say, for me, like I haven't had an urge to play Sims in the last couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for a long time actually, but watching that, I would be like, I'd try that for sure.
Yeah, you get a little taste of that, a little action.
So I feel like that's success.
People who are already into Sims, the chance of them being into Star Wars is very high, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not because Sims and Star Wars have anything to do with each other, but Sims and Star Wars are both really fit with kind of your nostalgic gaming nerds. You know what I mean? That group of people. And so to go, it's probably just a real high chance that the guys that are into Star Wars are into Sims at least some point in their life, whether they're into it now or not. In the past, they were probably into Sims. And so to bring those two together, I think it is going to be a little bit of a pull on people.
And you have a pretty decent size female population or female group within the Star Wars franchise as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that.
Yeah, when I say guys, I mean everybody. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
But I would just say that I think The Sims really has a big female audience compared to other games for sure.
They do,
so,
definitely.
I think it's a good move on their part. Now the
the person who got me started ever playing Sims was a girl, so it's probably good.
Yep. Well, you think about it, it's kind of like playing dolls for them,
Mm-hmm.
Not trying to be sexist at all. I'm just, I have a niece that
you love Sims. I remember when I first met you. You were a Sims guy like crazy. Had like 8 or 9 different Sims games in there on your shelf. Yeah. So I know you're not being that way.
He also played with Barbies when he was a kid. So
that's true. So maybe, I guess.
I didn't mind playing with Barbies. It was just I didn't play them like the girls wanted to play them. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that sounded worse. I didn't mean it like that, guys.
Bad.
That sounded horrible.
All right, quit while you're ahead.
Yeah. Anyway, they was used like an action movie, okay, like Lethal Weapon style.
Right.
Jeez, get your minds out of the gutter. So the next video we're going to watch is Lego's Star Wars. That's a little trailer that they did at Gamescom, and I was pretty impressed with this one. Pretty big undertaking. I'm going to give Hunter and Ryan a chance to load up their link. and we'll start that video right here in just a sec.
Your link because I'm not finding it on this. Is it on this page?
No,
This
it's
link is
YouTube.
better. It's got no preview, so just click on his.
Okay.
It's straight YouTube, dog. YouTube's obviously the best way to go.
Yep.
Because you can skip past the 5-hour energy link.
All right, let me know when you guys are ready.
Okay. We'll go ahead and get your story.
I'm ready.
You ready? You sure you're ready? All right.
Yep, been ready.
You
Born
ready?
ready.
You ready for some epic Star Wars music? Because that's what all these have.
I am.
Do it.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Oh yeah, there's Luke.
I want to learn the ways of the Force and become a Jedi like my father.
I felt like he was going to drop in on the beat right there.
I am your father. Like that?
The Force is unusually
Ooh,
strong.
look at that. That's cool.
That much is clear. Twisted by the dark side.
I love the stories and the comedy that is in all these Lego games. Just
Yeah.
like the Lego movies, they're great.
Yeah. They have their own little style to them.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Looks great.
I'm probably mostly impressed with this compared to anything else I've seen from the Lego franchise.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Is another.
One of the things I'm noticing for sure when you're watching this preview is obviously their normal humor that I'm talking about, like this right there.
Right?
But the fact that, and I didn't play the other Lego Star Wars because we just started playing Lego games here because Rory's getting into gaming more. I haven't played the Star Wars that has been out before now, but compared to the other Lego games that we're playing, this seems more like it's not just Legos and the characters are Star Wars. It definitely has a you're playing Star Wars vibe to it pretty strongly compared to like when I'm playing the Marvel games or the Heroes games. The fact that they've got the Force and the flying, and there just seems like a lot more Star Wars things in the actual gameplay, not just the previews, if that makes sense.
I think they're doing a lot better with their angles on this one too.
Well, and this guys is the entire saga. So we're talking about from the first movie that our brothers and sisters fell in love with, right? To now. So it's the entire thing.
Oh, really?
So yeah, so we're talking Phantom Menace, all that stuff.
Jedi.
So that's good. There we go.
That's great.
So
good.
It's definitely impressive. I guess we need to check. I didn't check beforehand. It seems like this game should be an expensive game. Am I correct in that?
I'm sure it's going to be as expensive as any. You know what I'm saying?
I guess
they're all 60 when they come out.
I guess to me it's covering 8 movies. Now, how in depth each
Right.
episode is, I don't know. That's if that's shorter.
That's interesting because I'm almost positive there's already been Lego Star Wars, right?
There has been, yes.
Okay. So it's interesting to see one game wrap it all in. Even though there's already been Lego Star Wars, you'd think they would just continue on it. But that's what I was saying. This game looks different. It looks a little more full, a little more immersive.
That's what I was saying. It does look more immersive, and the angles are different. It was almost like the Lego Star Wars before. It was almost like a side scroller or something. It was like very zoomed out.
Yeah, it's a little more top down kind of vibe.
Yeah, top down. And so now this one looked like
more like a normal game, third person kind of a
exactly. Yeah.
Yep. It looks good.
Yeah,
I think it's a good transition. The kids do start well and play well on like the top down style. And so if you got your kids and you haven't played the Lego games, they are, don't get me wrong, they're not easy in the sense of there are like things to figure out about how to beat each level or mission that are kind of like will drive you crazy sometimes. I've even had to look it up, like what do I do in this spot? I don't even get what to do. So there are some things frustrating, even though it's a kid's game, but the way the game is played, kids catch on real quick. So it still might be good to start your kids on one of those like the Marvel, Avengers Legos or one of those older ones, and then move them into this if they're not used to playing kind of a full-on third-person style fighter game.
Yeah, and I wouldn't even call it a kids game. It's kids friendly, but you like those jokes and stuff like you're talking about.
Yeah,
everybody enjoy those, man. I'd do that game.
Now, like Claire, I got her the Avengers one. I forget which one it was because I think there's 2 of them. But for her, she was having fun playing, except for the puzzles, because she's too young to understand.
Yeah, they're hard.
The puzzles, you know, so we struggle with that. But I did find that they have kid-sized controllers that you can buy. Mm-hmm. So I'm thinking about for Christmas getting her like a little miniature PlayStation remote so she can play easier.
Nice.
It's built more for their fingers. So for you dads out there, that's a little tidbit.
That's cool.
Yeah. So yeah, the only bad part about this, there was some bad news with it, which is the fact that the game has been delayed to spring 2021.
2021, yep, I saw that. Mm-hmm. But it looks like the kind of game that deserves a delay. That's okay. If the game looks weak and they delayed it, it drives me crazy. If I watch the preview and I go, oh, I see what they're doing here. They're really putting into this game. Mm-hmm. And there's a delay, not really a big deal to me. You know that. And this is not the kind of game you're going to have beta and you're going to have, a time to upgrade later and fix it up. That's not how the Lego games work. Mm-hmm. So I understand that completely.
Yeah. So
got to say that looks better than The Sims.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would agree.
Much cleaner. So the final thing we're going to show here is the third game that they mentioned. And I believe we're going to watch a trailer on that one because I have the video right here. So we're going to pull that up and check that out. This game is Star Wars Squadrons is the name of this one. And this is the one I was saying had more of a rumor / I don't want to say guaranteed, but it definitely was something that's been in the works. But I don't know. I looked at this and I was actually kind of pumped. And this is more of a it's VR. Ryan, we can't hear you. You're muted.
Oh, sorry about that. I was moving my mic and didn't want it to boom earlier. Wasn't there a Star Trek game that came out that was kind of that vibe too, right? It was VR and it had to kind of work with your group as the unit kind of a thing.
Yeah.
That's kind of, isn't this that direction a little bit, looks like?
Yeah, for sure it is. Now, I'm going to post this in the link for you guys because I forgot to just now.
Is it off IGN the one we're watching, or is it YouTube?
YouTube. I went ahead and looked up YouTube because IGN's being too difficult tonight. So there is your trailer right there, boys.
Cool. Give me the countdown when you guys are ready.
I'm ready.
Well, I said that wasn't IGN. Hold on. Yeah, no, that is IGN. I guess I'm wrong.
That's all right. I'm ready whenever.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Or destruction. The Empire chose to destroy Alderaan in order to spread fear and douse the fires of rebellion.
Now, if you like a little bit better graphics, guys, this is going to be the game for you.
To keep fighting, to show the Empire that we are not
You said this
afraid.
is this only
It was their bravery that
for VR? Did I hear you guys say that or no?
brought about our new republic.
No,
I don't know actually.
The Empire lives on.
Just gonna have that
shattered
VR
though
feel
may
to it.
be. As I speak, Imperial forces are edging toward
So it says
the Borneo
here
sector,
that was
hoping to
revealed
end our
that
new
such
republic
classic
before
film
we find our
characters as
footing.
Princess Leia
As their
and
empire
Wedge
collapses,
Wedge
they try to
Antilles
tighten
will
the
make an
Empire.
appearance.
But the galaxy is changing, and
and it
you
just
can be a part
says-
of it. With the help
It
of
doesn't really
brave
say,
and daring
but-
pilots, this war can end. Make a choice.
To me, it
Fly
looks
with the new republic.
VR-ish.
Change our
Tailored for
galaxy
VR.
For the better.
Yeah.
So I guess that's a guess right now.
Hi, I'm Suzanne Hunka, narrative producer on Star Wars
Hi,
Squadrons.
Suzanne Hunka.
Our
Tell us
single-player
about your
story
game.
is one of daring pilots and deep-seated rivalries.
Take Titan Squadron. Hunt down this Starhawk.
Yeah, the graphics definitely do look pretty good.
Admiral Sloan.
Over the course of the story,
I can't stand it
you'll
when
fly
you have
as
good
two
graphics
pilots
and then
on
they start
opposite
talking
sides
and
of
it's
the
like,
world.
oh.
Yeah.
And
All
like
bad
all
on the
modes in
thing.
Star Wars Squadrons,
So yeah,
you'll
this is
have
the one I'm
option
thinking
to
of.
experience every mission fully immersed in VR.
Wedge I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Rogue Squadron.
Yeah, it looks VR. Yeah, it said fully immersed in VR.
Yeah.
Today, we're giving you a glimpse of an early Imperial mission
there
behind
you go.
enemy lines.
So it's not a guess.
No, last night I watched. This was one of the last ones I watched as I was falling asleep on the couch, and I was pretty sure that it was straight VR.
Behind enemy lines, you'll have to eliminate.
But it doesn't say in the description whether it's going to be strictly VR.
When you've secured
This looks
the
good.
area,
Yeah, 'cause I
you
can't
will
be
escort
flying
the
like this in
Gladius to
VR.
the
I'd get
outpost,
sick, dude.
And our extraction team will acquire Agent Thorn. Once Thorn is secure, We
But yeah, it looks good.
Cruises and
Definitely.
return to the overseer.
Graphics are legit. Getting to playing some starfighters. I'm all about that, dog.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be kind of a not just a shooting game, but a strategic game. You're going to decide, how many fleets to release where and things like that. People are going to love this game. I'll tell you right now. It's looks like it's
literally a flight simulator in Star Wars space.
Yep.
Is what it reminded me of.
Flight simulator.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yep.
Each mission will immerse you into the escalating
And the
conflict
fact that
between
you're,
the New Republic.
I mean, it's
and
not
the
just
Shattered
one
Empire.
environment either. It looks like they're going to have
Debrief
you
through
at
squad mates
different,
between
multiple
missions.
battles.
New wingmate.
Customize
the
and master
universe of
all
Star
8
Wars.
starfighters
Yes.
and join the galaxy's finest.
I need you focused
Squadrons.
and ready to go.
It's an appropriate name because this is just flying. I mean, it's all flying in the gameplay. So
Yep, it's all about being a part of the squadron.
yes.
Story of these rival squadrons will
and it
So-
sounds like we're talking about a setup that's going to be maybe like, what do you call it? It's co-op in and out. I didn't hear him say that, but the vibe way they're talking is you're going to put together your own squad. So I think it's going to be a real 8 people, not just a.
That would be kind of cool.
That would be
And
pretty-
that's the way it just sounded when they were talking about it. Basically, you can build your squad. What do they call it? They call it a master squad or something like that.
Mhm.
Out of basically your own 8 people. And so I don't know for sure if that's what they meant, but that seems like that would fit well with this game, right? That you'd have a crew and you could go through this thing together. That sounds cool. Maybe it's not, but that's the
Yeah.
vibe.
Now, if it was more of a, I mean, that was the single player campaign, but if they're working on a multiplayer, that'd be pretty legit. Like pick your team. Are you with the Rebellion? Are you with the Empire? And then play it out from there. That would be interesting. We know that in VR there's Eve. There's the Eve game that's strictly spaceship versus spaceship deathmatch type, battles. So they could definitely go that route. So next, Hunter, I was going to cover a couple of the games that you're excited about. I want to make sure we don't miss too much because there's just so many games that they announced at this event that we could be on here. Like Ryan said, we could be on here for 3 hours straight. But one of the games Hunter mentioned was Crash Bandicoot 4. It's about time.
Yes.
Okay, just so you guys know, I was correct. It is a fully co-op game, up to 5 players co-op.
Very cool.
We are enabled. And it looks like the co-op is within the campaign.
Is it within the campaign? Okay, so that's not the single player campaign.
Well, I think there is no single player campaign. Does that make sense?
Okay.
It is. They're both the same. At least that's from what I'm seeing right here. Imperial Fleet Flight and Strategy 5. No, there's 5v5 battles too. So there's more than just the co-op, it looks like.
Okay.
And there's not a ton of info out on it yet on exactly what the co-op is. Like, this doesn't seem like they're super confident, but you definitely can play it with your buds.
Okay.
To the extent of how, don't quote us on it yet, other than you can't.
Yeah. Well, on IGN's video, when you click it, it says Star Wars Squadron single player preview. So sounds like they're just going to have both, or maybe, like you said, maybe you just play through it alone if you're not on with your buds. But yeah, so we were talking about Crash Bandicoot 4. It's about time. They did a little announcement about this. They didn't really go into great detail of any new gameplay, anything like that, but they did mention that they're going to do some new throwbacks to the game, or tough new throwbacks, I should say. So they're going to have harder, like, nitro crates and things like that. But one of the things that they mentioned was a VHS collectible, or VHS tape collectible, that they'll put in.
Cool.
They almost made it sound like it would be maybe in each level. Not 100% sure. The way he said it, though, sounded like it would be something you would unlock in each level. But once you collect that, then it takes you back in, like, to that specific zone, if that makes sense. So it's like a secret level within the game. Does that make sense? So it's like you go back and play these old VHS tapes, kind of. So
okay,
so
I get
you're
what you're
going.
saying.
That
You're
sounds
going
so cool.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
that.
but as I said, they didn't really show much gameplay. Give me just 1
Yeah.
second, guys. Sorry.
Okay.
No problem. He didn't mute. He didn't mute, boss. That's cool.
All right, I'm back. Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah, no problem. We talked about Crash Bandicoot on here before. Obviously, like the other, like Crash, like I said about Ratchet and Clank, there was a Crash Bandicoot remake where they redid or remaster, if you want to call it, where they remastered the game, and that was really cool in itself because it's just like the enemies looked cooler, better.
Right.
But this being a whole new game
It's
with
exciting.
Crash Bandicoot is super exciting.
Yeah.
And even though just because it's a new game, they could be more creative. The characters look brighter in this one, even more so than the remake or the remaster. And then different techniques that they've added and different moves and all that kind of stuff. It looks super fun.
Yeah.
So
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, they did good with it. Or they're doing good with the direction that they're going with these retro games. So, I suspect that we may see another Spyro in the next couple of years. That's like a new, not a remake, but a new game, kind of like Crash, and like you said, Ratchet and Clank. Some other games that were on the list that we're just gonna kind of mention. There was Wonder Boy, Asha in Monster World, which is a gameplay release that they did. This game is more kind of it's like Nintendo art, or very would you say anime?
Yeah, it could be anime. I mean, it is a little bit more just old school art. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's not necessarily
some of it
quite
looks
as Japanese inspired.
like Pokemon art,
Right?
like the cartoons kind of. But the faces have some of that Nintendo-esque look to it. You can see it from back in the day. Another one was Borderlands 3, Psycho Craig, and Fantastic Fustercluck. This is the DLC that they revealed.
Yeah,
I had to be real
DLC.
had to be real careful the way I said that. This game, this DLC will be released September 10th. Did you just go back and read it again?
no, yeah, I just keep looking at it over and over again because it's right here from my face.
Oh, okay.
That's funny.
Borderlands, man, you guys are crazy.
Oh yeah. So yeah, this is going to launch September 10th, 2020. So you can check that out. WWE is releasing their game, which is the WWE 2K Battleground Fatal 4-Way.
Very like arcadey.
Yeah.
Very arcade-like game.
Yeah. It's they're all kind of oversized wrestlers. They look kind of I don't know how to explain it. Kind of like Hulk, like little Hulk dolls or something.
Like really goofy cartoons, everything's exaggerated.
Yeah. Remember the big head cheat on 007? That's what these guys. That's what these guys look like to me, kind of. They're just everything's kind of overdone. So it looks okay. I mean, I'm a pro wrestling fan. I'm probably not going to buy this game, but if you guys want to check it out, go for it. I mean, it does look like it could be fun as a little party game, but
yeah, it's clearly kind of a throwback vibe to the game. It's not meant to be a current day, AAA game or anything, but it does look interesting.
Yeah. Another one that they announced was Scarlet Nexus, and this was kind of a first look preview. This is a stylish, flashy, and edgy action RPG, and it had a 16-minute gameplay demo for Gamescom 2020, and it says that Scarlet Nexus world takes place in the near future, but in an alternative reality. An alternative reality where people discovered substances in the brain and developed their society greatly on that. Another one that kind of went past pretty quickly was Doom Eternal, The Ancient Gods. This was a little official trailer.
It's a new game. I thought it was a DC or downloadable content at first, but it's an actual game, isn't it? Yep.
Yeah, it's part of. It's part of the Doom Eternal launch
trilogy, I think, because it says part 1.
Yeah. And so this is This is going to be released on October 20th, 2020, and just showed you some gameplay of the game. I mean, it's Doom. I don't really know how much else to describe on that.
If you like Doom, it's fully Doom.
Yeah, yeah, it's Doom.
Yeah.
Just run around blowing heads off demons.
I do like Doom. Doom is awesome, and it just always snaps me back to like Duke 'em Nukem back in the day.
It's a shooter.
Yep, and that's what this is. If you like the previous Doom games, this is they turn up the speed and the craziness. So that's another one to check out if you're excited about that. Little Nightmares 2 was also had a little hands-on preview. And
why don't you find 2 before we skip past it, or before you read it? Find a video for Summoner's War Sky Arena, and they're having a merge or a crossover with Street Fighter.
Okay.
I want to play that video. I want to get your guys' reaction out of it. I want to talk about that one a little bit too.
Okay, yeah, let's just go ahead while you're talking about it. Let's just jump to it.
Okay.
I was gonna say too, while you're looking for it, Little Nightmares. I've watched a playthrough on the first one, and I'm actually I would consider trying the second one out. I wouldn't get the first one because it's purely a story-based game.
Mm-hmm.
So I know the story to the first one already, so there's no sense of me playing through it. But this looks pretty cool. It's a dark theme type game. I don't know if you guys have heard of Inside Out. Is another one.
Yep.
Yeah, I've heard of that one.
The one before that, Limbo.
Now this one, the Little Nightmares is also couch co-op, because I remember looking up the video, or not the video, but a game to play with Mikkel, with my wife.
Yes.
And we were trying to figure out what we could play, and we had looked at Little Nightmares. It was just one of those things. She was like, I don't know if I want to do the dark stuff, because it's kind of got that dark vibe to it.
It is. It's a little creepy.
Yeah.
But I would be down to play it. It looks super cool.
She actually told me her exact words were, that kind of looks like, what's that guy's name that did like Beetlejuice and
Tim Burton.
Yeah, Tim Burton. She said, looks like a Tim Burton.
I was about to say that.
No.
It definitely looks like Tim Burton made this game. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. So she wasn't on board for it, but I was definitely interested. Just looking for the right dance partner for that game.
Right. Now, this Summoner's War, which I actually have never heard of. Some of you guys who are listening, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Most of you probably don't know about this game, Summoner's War. And this preview was very reminiscent of things of old and kind of nostalgic in a very specific way.
Okay.
It's not going to be what you expect.
Did you want me to go ahead and play that trailer, or do you want to watch it?
Let's play it and get your guys' reaction of it and stuff.
Okay. Like we'll go. We'll hit it here on.
Whenever Hunter's ready.
Are you ready?
Hold on. You put it on the.
Put you on the spot.
Yeah.
Johnny on the spot.
You put it on the
Yes.
thing. Okay.
Discord. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on.
I'll always do.
On the thingy.
On the.
You put it there. You put it over there on the. You put it
on the thingamabob. All right, I'm ready.
Okay.
Right.
3, 2, 1.
So I already like that the graphics are different than original Street Fighter.
Yeah. This kind of has that WWE 2K vibe.
Yeah.
More.
The characters are made that way. Yeah.
Yep. Hadouken! I don't ever know what he said. I've never verified what he says actually. But this looks sweet.
It does.
It does, doesn't it?
Looks really fresh.
Yeah.
Now just keep watching until the end, though.
Wait, what?
Oh, wow. No.
Yes.
Wow.
How? What?
Okay, so if you're listening in the podcast, totally just got
whammy.
Totally worked over.
Whammy! That's what just happened.
Because the cinematic was 16 times better than the actual game.
400 times better. Let's be honest.
600
guys,
much better.
Guys,
I love
listen.
I love how they twisted it in there at the end too.
What this was reminiscent of when I said that was those old games. Specifically, the game that came to mind when I saw this preview was what was it called? Marvel's Ultimate Alliance. When that game came out back in the day on PlayStation, I remember watching the preview, being amped. I put the game in, and I'm telling you, the whole preview never gave you that little in glimpse to know what it was. I put the game in the Xbox or in the PlayStation and hit play, and it was this top-down, old-school, super suckfest game. And the preview looked amazing, like some modern-day game. This game, the preview for that, if you guys just watch it for the heck of it, guys. If you watch the preview for that, you're going to be like, this is very unique. Like, what is this? Some like super high end, maybe this is super high end, what do you call it? Smash Bros or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Where these guys just look freaking epic and you're just getting amped during that whole preview. Like whoever they paid to make that preview, they need to pay to make a game because it looked great. But then it gets to the game and it's like literally, let's go back all the way to PlayStation 1 probably.
School.
Yeah.
Old school arcade.
Yeah, and not only is it old school, super cheap arcade, it's turn by turn fighting. Then the next guy.
So at the end, when you hear the music, guys, if you haven't listened to it or seen it yet, it's do 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 or whatever it does where the music picks up. Literally 5 seconds of gameplay. I'm just old school. I just put in my arcade. Just put in my coin.
I think that's a horrible waste of money, guys. Because in my mind, I go, what I do is I instantly, as soon as I watch that, I am never, ever going to download or try that game. Ever. Because I just watched it, and it looked like the biggest turd I've ever seen because the preview looked so good. You know what I'm saying?
You're almost over-promising something else.
Marketing. Oh, yeah, horrible.
Yeah. It's like when you get a phone ad, you get a game ad on your phone, and it looks super good, and then you click on it and download the game, and it's nothing like the ad.
No, you know what it is? It's
interesting that you said that because this is an iOS and Android game, so that's what they do. They're still in that marketing. Yep.
I was gonna say it's like those little what is it? That face where they put your face on the movie character. You know, and it's like shows the deal of them taking the guy and cropping your face out and putting it on like Leonardo DiCaprio on the Titanic, and then you're like, oh cool, I'm gonna try that, and you do it, and it's just turd. Looks like it just pixelized like your face. Yeah, it's like I could have just taped my face to the screen. It looked better than this.
Yeah, but the problem is a lot of those games we're talking about on the phone. They're not even trying to make a good game. They're purposefully making the thing to bring you to see ads. That's all it's for. It's just to get you to download
quick
and
see
ads.
grab.
They're pumping out games every day almost. Just
I don't think Summoner's War is going to be that, but
no, it's not. This is a real game. So to have this game that's a real game that has a real following to put out something like this, I just thought it was really
you have
weird.
a higher standard than that.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, another one though that looks interesting is Unknown 9 Awakening. They didn't really show much here. It's just shows a little girl getting picked on. All of a sudden, she discovers, hey, I've got some sweet powers, and
nice.
Starts using those powers against said bullies. And what can I say? You'll have to go check that video out.
Nice.
You'd think they did something to me, right? Because I didn't sell that at all.
It looks pretty cool, honestly, though. I mean, it's just the cinematic, though, right? So
you have no clue.
We have no clue. I mean, it looks beautiful. The game looks beautiful. But with what we just watched, now I have trust issues again. So
yeah.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. It brings back these horrible thoughts in those, because games aren't that way as much anymore. Most trailers mix in a decent amount of gameplay now, and they don't overdo their trailer. Like they make their trailer the same kind of art as their game. To where used to that happened all the time, where they just tricked you.
Yeah.
But in the modern day, they don't. So it was when I saw it, was just like, wow. I remember when they used to do this to me all the time. So it was weird to see that.
They've been doing that since like Nintendo and Atari days. Whereas you looked at your game booklet, oh my gosh, this looks amazing. And then you turned on the game and it was just, not any. So, but back then you at least had they're working with what they got.
Right.
This is what they want to make.
The description of this game though sounds pretty enticing. Like it sounds like nothing I've ever heard before though. Did you read that, Clinton?
You're talking about for Unknown 9?
Yeah.
Yeah, they say that it will encompass books, comics, podcasts, and games all set within a universe based on the real world, but built around historical mythology and conspiracy theories. and filled with shadow organizations trying to uncover or protect dangerous knowledge. This is the game for Ryan right here.
Yeah,
that sounds good, dude. That sounds pretty good.
No, that does. That does.
So it stinks that you have such a good description, and it's one of the biggest descriptions they've got on our IGN articles that we're reading. Yeah, and we get a preview that doesn't show us anything about the actual game. So this is one of those I'm really hesitant over. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean that's the whole reason I kind of went past it quickly. I don't. Right. I think the detail of it, the actual story of it sounds cool, but I want to see some meat first before I dig into that steak.
Mm-hmm.
Another one that they showed was Werewolf the Apocalypse. This is based on Werewolf the Apocalypse tabletop series, which is an RPG. So it's a cinematic trailer. Again, just another good looking trailer, but no gameplay.
Right.
Now Ryan was talking about how the what do you call it, Street Fighter Summoners War cross event kind of crossover event kind of cheated us on the gameplay. Well, this one's kind of out, just straight up and out about it. It's 8-Bit Adventures 2, and their trailer delivers more classic JRPG charm. And what can I say? You actually see this NES, SNES, PS1 era graphics.
Yeah, but I'm okay with that if that's your game, right?
Yeah.
And if you're upfront about it.
Yeah, and people are into that, just like people are into the Summoners game. People like those kind of turn-based style games, and they don't care that much about the graphics because it's on the phone and it's all about the story, the RPG story. That's perfectly fine. Just market it as that, though, right? I like that. Just call it what it is. That's all.
Now, why are you super you know what I'm saying? They went over and beyond on those graphics for that.
Well, not even just that. The entire style of the way it looked like the game was going to be played.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't just the looks. It was the entire vibe of the game was a complete 180 down a toilet hole. It was just such a...
You know what that feeling is? It's like, hey, Clint, I made you a cake. Oh, really? Yeah. Yeah, okay. Well, I'm going to cheat today. I'm going to eat that gluten cake, baby. I'm just going to go for it. Boom, dig into it. Oh, it's gluten-free. Wow. That's what it is. So.
That's some deep emotions that Clint has obviously gone through multiple times.
We've ran into that.
He's opening.
Yeah, mother-in-law was like, "Oh, we did it gluten-free for you," and I'm thinking, "Dang, I was coming up here to cheat."
Yep.
That's funny. Another one they announced was Fist Forged, and it's in Shadow Torch's latest trailer. They showed off some gameplay of a mid-game level, and so you can go check that out. Kind of interesting. It's kind of a steampunk vibe that you get out of that game.
It looks like an old school arcade scroller, but with updated graphics, honestly.
Right. Yeah, we've seen a couple of those getting more popular now. And there was one we just talked about, I think, in that last event that we all thought looked like one of those, but had kind of that more immersive thing going on that we're talking about. Even though it was a side scroller, there was so much going on in that scenery. And it was really different to see that in that kind of a game.
Right.
Yep. And the art is getting so much better. You know what I mean? It just looks different.
Now, another one that did catch my eye was the Outer Worlds announced their new DLC, Peril on Gorgon, which we had heard about already. I know we've talked about this in the past, but it just showed off some new gameplay. Shows off new characters, locations, and weapons. And the new look takes place at the Sprat Shack in the Gorgon Overlands. And I was watching this. I didn't even know at first that it was Outer Worlds. But, as soon as I'm watching it, it's like, oh, it's kind of got that Fallout sci-fi vibe to it, right? But I loved it. It caught my eye. I was interested. And then immediately it's like DLC, for Outer Worlds. And I'm like, oh, I haven't even played the original yet.
Right.
And so my as my kid would say, it made my heart sad. So yeah, we did that one. And then Destiny 2, they did showed a little bit of the Beyond Lights new element stasis shown.
Right.
So just showed you some examples of that gameplay, how each class will use the stasis abilities which involve freezing enemies, shattering enemies, and creating obstacles and much more. Another one of those. Definitely looks good. Excited that they're still supporting that game, and even after they branched out of Activision's control, they're still knocking it out of the park. So good on Destiny 2. We did talk a little bit about VR earlier. There was another VR title that I was kind of shocked by, honestly, guys, which was the Medal of Honor Above and Beyond. So, they just start off by showing you storming Normandy. There's one that looks like you're in Vietnam, maybe. Is that kind of what I was getting, the vibe I was getting on that?
Yeah, that's kind of the way it felt for sure. I don't know if it is, but that's what it seemed like.
Yeah. Well, no, I guess it wouldn't be because this is a World War II. But that was the vibe I got, was like a Vietnam type feeling.
Well, yeah, so not a Vietnam War, but a Vietnam area that you're going to be in during the game.
I guess it'd be against the Japanese.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. So this is by Respawn Entertainment, and they start off showing you these different historical events that you're going through in VR. It's from a first-person perspective, and then you realize at the end of it, it's a Medal of Honor game. And this one had me pumped because I haven't heard anything from Medal of Honor in a long time. As a matter of fact, I think we had mentioned it a while back.
Not only is it cool, okay, yeah, it's Medal of Honor, it's a name we know, it's a storyline, and a company that we know does good stories, right?
Yeah.
But they completely, not just because it's VR, but they went with a completely, like, the art style is very different, right? It's just that's why you didn't realize necessarily that it's Medal of Honor right off the bat, because they kind of went with a different feel to it.
Which I'm thinking maybe that was because of VR, just because you got to make sure your frame rates and stuff can stay high enough on that, so you can't overdo it. Maybe I don't know. Of course, Resident Evil 7's like really good graphics, so I don't know. But that's one that owning a VR machine makes me kind of pumped about.
We are seeing more and more labels push into the VR realm and try it out. We've seen some be real successful and some not so much, but I'm glad they're still pushing it. You know what I mean? Yeah.
And actually watching streamed VR videos, or like content created in VR videos, are pretty fun. I think, it's cool to see people react to each other in it as a character, knowing that's their body and not their controller. Kind of gives its own vibe. Ghost Runner gameplay was shown, and this is new footage of the upcoming Ghost Runner, which showcased the fleet-footed protagonist wall running, sliding, and slinging through the futuristic cyberpunk city, all while slicing up any foes who come in their way. The Last Spell also was announced. It's a fast-paced tactical RPG with roguelite elements. That was announced. And so now we're going to kind of go to more of the games that we were pumped about to finish off the show here, guys.
Before we jump onto that, I know we already talked about Star Wars, but it got me intrigued watching that preview, and some of you guys probably are too, so I'm going to bounce over real quick if that's okay with you guys.
Sure.
The Star Wars, it sounds like from everything that I'm reading, the single player is actually the secondary portion of this game. So it's almost more like Call of Duty when it comes out, right? Single player is fun, but it's not what the game is built for. The single player is interesting in the fact that you actually play two characters, and you can, depending on your missions and things like that, switch between the characters and perspectives of the characters. One is part of the Republican Vanguard Squadron, and one is for the Galactic Empire's Titan Squadron. So you actually are seeing two perspectives of the same war playing out during the entire campaign. So even the campaign is going to be kind of a unique thing. That I think that's a different vibe. Not that we've played games that have a second character like Resident Evil, right? But this sounds like it's a little more unique in the sense that I think you can kind of choose at any point to play either character by the way that reads. But then it says, the big thing about the game is going to be the multiplayer, which the multiplayer, this gives you a little bit more detail on it, but it's 5-on-5 multiplayer battles. It says you plan skirmishes with your squadron in the briefing room, and you're going to be able to basically switch up your character's strengths, right? I guess that's going to have to do with what they implement on their actual ship too, right? Skill sets, things like that, depending on what team you're going to be going against. But then it also sounds like you don't just have team versus team. This is not like just Call of Duty team versus team. When that round's over, you go to the next round. Because the way it reads here is it says players will engage in strategic 5v5 space battles with the goal of demolishing the opposing flagship in fleet battles, and will feel the rush of first-person multiplayer combat as they work their squadron to defeat as many opponents as possible. Then it also says pilots will triumph as a team, adjusting the composition of their squadrons to suit the playlist and the progress through the game, crushing their opponents and completing objectives across known, never-before-seen locations and known locations and never-before-seen locations, including the gas giant of Yavin Prime. So I don't really know how that's going to work. When I read that, I'm not sure what that looks like, because it kind of almost sounds like within a campaign, you're going to come across times that your squadron fights other squadrons, which will also be real players. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If that's the case, that's very unique. I don't know if that's how that's going to work out, or it's more like you're battling your way up a ladder of other squadrons, depending on how good your team is. Almost like a old school, maybe tournament mode like you'd have in Mortal Kombat, but within multiplayer. You get what I'm saying? So depending on your skill, you're going to move on to different kinds of battles, which is kind of like a storyline, but really it's still multiplayer, right? It could be that. There's just not enough there for me to understand. So some of you guys who are listening, you may know exactly what's going on because you're super Star Wars fans and you've been all over this game. I've been on a couple different sites while we were talking to find out something that explained it a little bit better, and this one has the most info that I could find. Okay. So it's definitely unique. It's definitely different, but it is co-op centric or multiplayer centric, and has the campaign. So the co-op is not a little side thing that might be fun. It's what they're hoping is the driving point of the game. So that kind of, me, I'm all about multiplayer and co-op. So that sounds like a really interesting game to play, especially since each member sounds like it's going to kind of have a different role, right?
Yeah.
For your battle to play out the proper way. So that one's got me peaked, and I didn't even know about that game.
Yeah, that's good. And the fact that that's VR. I mean, think about that too.
Yeah.
You throw in the VR element to it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. Well, the next one we're going to talk about, guys, is, and Hunter mentioned this earlier, before the podcast started, that he was pumped about this, is Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
So fans at the Gamescom event were treated to a dev interview with Vicious Visions Andy Gentile, and he showed off a variety of skaters going for high scores and just some gameplay. So we're going to play that real quick for everybody in the video section, and then we'll give you guys our thoughts on both. Here you go, guys. Sorry. Over here.
You're good.
Okay, and then you just let me know when you boys are ready. We'll get.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Dang, y'all getting fast at that. Shoot.
Just around the corner. I'm super excited for it. Great memories playing both these games. I'm joined now by game designer Andy.
Not sure what just happened.
What do you mean?
Didn't count us down.
Yeah, we all said we're ready, and then nothing happened. You just stayed silent.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Hey, you want to skip over, though. Let's skip over to...
Tell us the time.
I'm going to tell you the time.
Tell us the time.
37, 38 seconds.
39, I think. Yeah, 39
39.
seconds.
Make it a 40.
39.
I got a 39. Got 39. Do I hear a 40? Do I hear 40 out there?
40,
got a 40.
40. What? 40? All right.
All right. Give us a countdown, bro.
3, 2, 1.
There we go.
I mean, it sounds a lot like mine. I mean, I grew up like everyone else.
So I'm pumped about this,
I
man.
had the Pizza Hut demo, the official PlayStation Magazine demo.
I love that it definitely has, and I'm probably talking over the developers, but it's...
No, I went ahead and shut them down because I don't want to.
Okay, cool. So I love the obviously, like every other remake, the graphics are better, right?
Mm-hmm.
But man, I just feel like the style obviously is the same, and it's so nostalgic. And like all these that we've watched, like that we want to play, you know, you say you want to play them, but I'm aching to like hold the controller right now while I'm watching these guys play this. Like,
yeah, this game, and you know what's going to come next after this one is going to be Shaun White.
Oh yeah,
because that was right. That was in that same era. It was in the same kind of, and those were new for that time. You know what I mean? That kind of style of game that played like this. Now, what popped into my head when last time we watched it didn't even cross my mind. This time it did, and I thought, oh crap, you're going to be able to do online multiplayer, right? Yeah. Because used to it was couch multiplayer. You take a turn, I take a turn, we try to beat each other, right? And it would keep the records or whatever. This is going to be able to have that online. We didn't even have that, and so that's like a whole new
that's super cool
layer to the game, and I didn't even think about that. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you could skate together in the.
Yeah, I wasn't even thinking about it being that way at all when we were talking about it before. So now I'm like double amped on it. It looks so good.
I mean, this could even be. I know this is going to sound crazy, guys. This could be an esports game.
Oh yeah, there's no maybe.
You know,
I don't think there's a maybe to that. People are gonna. This is gonna have, I think, a huge following.
Yeah. Yeah. You're going to see a lot of skateboard fans getting into this. Yeah, it just looks smooth, updated, but like Hunter's saying, guys, it still plays like the original. Now, this map I'm not as familiar with, but
yeah, I was about to say I don't recognize this map. I wonder if it's new because I don't recognize this map either.
I don't either. I don't remember this.
And I played this game to the dirt. So.
Is this number? This looks like it would have been number 2, but you can't really tell.
I was going to say maybe it's number 2. Maybe I didn't play 2 as much as I did 1, but I can't remember for sure.
Yep. But yeah, the tricks look legit. It looks very smooth, like 60 frames.
Yeah.
They move very quickly. It's a lot more animated than the original, but it still has that original vibe to it.
Body language and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, a lot more textures and all that, obviously, to everything.
Right.
So it looks way more real.
I think that they went too crazy with the graphics. They still kept like the
same feel,
the cartoon feel. To the game.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you're not looking
and
at
I love
realistic
too, like
Tony Hawk.
the thing about Tony Hawk's Pro Skaters is that they weren't like the skating. Obviously, isn't super realistic. People don't jump 30 feet in the air and land on the skateboard for every jump.
No,
but that's what makes it super fun,
right?
And I'm glad they stuck to that. They didn't try to go too like. I mean, obviously, since it's a remaster, it's not like they're going to change the game that much. But they could have, they could have said, "Well, we're going to make jumps a little realer and stuff like that." But what
I hope is, which is just a complete guess, but I'm gonna say this game's going to do well, and it's going to get a good following. And I think what this is going to be a jumping board to bring Tony Hawk back into the new age, and we are going to see a game that looks super realistic and
reimagined.
That's what I think this is. This is going to be a platform for that.
I think you're right. I think we're seeing a lot of these games too, because a lot of people that played this at our age are now up and developing these games. Right?
That's true.
They followed in that path. And they're like, man, I'd love to play Tony Hawk again. Well, let's make it.
Yep.
You know,
there's Hawk right there.
Yeah. The legend.
What's funny is, the character doesn't even look. Probably if you actually looked at the old one, he looks better. But in all reality, the characters don't look that much better. It's mainly the environment.
I mean, if you went back and looked at the game, though, you'd be like, "Oh my god, he looks so much better."
Right, but he doesn't look. He doesn't look like a modern game.
Well,
that's what I mean.
No.
You can tell they were smart with
pixels.
it. Yeah. You're not looking at an NBA 2K character here.
Right.
It's not that kind of detail. But it shouldn't be either, though. He's not the star. It's the skateboard, the tricks.
Right.
The tricks is what the star is. Yeah. So yeah, solid trailer, gameplay trailer. I'm pretty excited. Like, I don't suspect this game is going to cost very much, so I suspect I should be able to buy it and get it, play a little bit of it, and that would be a fun one just to play with you guys and screw around on stream.
Yep,
just
for sure.
Hit some tricks.
I think we might get hooked on that game. That's what I'm saying. I think it's that kind of game that if you dabble, you're done. because that's how it was back when it first came out too. Just super mad trying to beat the high score. Man, that game was just horrible. I'd be in there. I remember playing one map for like 4 or 5 hours, just playing the same freaking thing.
There was collectibles. There was missions, like all that kinds of good stuff. So
loved it.
Now we got 2 games.
Oh, so you're just reminding me. You're right. Each map would have different missions and different modes to play it. That's right. Yeah,
and discoverable stuff and stuff like that. I mean,
so you could just be hitting the same tricks and things like that to get what you want. So we have 2 games left. This one was Dragon Age 4, which was more of a behind-the-scenes trailer. I wouldn't say it was, it wasn't anything super phenomenal, but if you're a Dragon Age fan, good news for you. Would that be accurate?
Yeah, I would say that and if you listen to the behind-the-scenes trailer, which we're not going to play during this because it doesn't make sense to just listen to other people talk, but if you listen to it, it is kind of an intriguing trailer. They show some of the characters doing some of the voiceovers, and it kind of gives you a nice look into the passion that's in the team that's making Dragon Age and has made Dragon Age. It talks about how they went from, I think they said 13 people when they started to over 350 people on their team now, which is incredible when you think about that. I'm a business guy, and I love thinking about businesses growing. It's one of the things that's awesome about living in the United States and being able to just turn something that was nothing into something that's huge and supplying a bunch of people their livelihood. But it's extra cool to see that within the gaming realm because I like gaming, but in the game itself, they really have, sounds like to me from what they're talking about, they didn't show a ton about the game because this is the very first announcement, first look about the game. Sounds like they really have kind of doubled down on what people love about Dragon Age, about the environment and being very unique and all of the undergrowth, foliage, trees, creatures, everything being their own world, if that makes sense. They create their own environment that is very much immersive and is supposed to make it feel real because it all is cohesive, but it's completely not real at all, right? They tried to completely pull in their own species and feel. Does that make sense? And they sound like in this one, even in the architecture and in the artwork and the design of the forests and everything that you're going to be involved with and the creatures and all that, they sounds like they're really pushing for that to be a completely unique experience. And obviously the storyline is always a really big thing for Dragon Age, and they have said that this one is going to be no disappointment, that they're driving that. Even how do you drive a storyline harder? Basically more depth is basically what they're talking about, more variety to the story and things like that. We won't know till we get to know more about the game, but from what they're saying, it sounds good.
Yeah, it looks solid. From what some of the things they're showing on here of their ideas and the graphics. So, but as we said, it's not a finished game. More of a, hey guys, this is what we're working on. So we'll have to see, what happens. But I'm all about that. Of course, one of the games we're going to talk about here in just a bit is WoW, which I mentioned quite a bit because I'm a WoW fan, RPG, MMO. But the same kind of concepts there were Dragon Age of. This is a company that's very involved in their universe. Everything in it, it's a living, breathing world to them, and I think that's always awesome as a fan of. I think any product. We've talked even about sports games in the past, and one of the things for Hunter being a sports guy, liking sports games and all things sports, is he even likes those RPG elements in his sports. Now, granted, that's involved with like the managing of things or but more that more autonomy that you're living in the world, so it's good.
Now, one of the things I forgot to mention on this game that I think they pushed pretty hard in the preview, if you're into Dragon Age, one of the reasons that Dragon Age is immersive is they've always been kind of on the cutting edge of I forget what you call that, basically real world character movement development. So they put the suits on and they capture those people moving like you would in a CGI movie, to where a lot of games don't do that. The games, even some of the bigger titles, a lot of that is generated digitally. Does that make sense? Not basically a recording, right? Because that's how high-end CGI movies are made, is a character wears a suit, and then that digital guy just moves exactly like the real character did. So that's what makes it feel real. That's something they said in this new one, that they're going to be groundbreaking, and that they're basically breaking records for the amount of real human input into the movement of the game characters, which will really help this game feel natural. When you're fighting, when you're moving around and stuff like that, you're going to feel like that's a real character moving, not a game character. And that's something that they, really wanted to push in this one. So I think that's an important one, because I like that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, Ryan, I did lie a little bit on how many games we have left.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Yeah. There's a couple I forgot, and one of them, it's like, you guys are going to be like, what, Clint? You forgot? How'd you forget that game? The first one I did want to talk about was Sea of Thieves. They just announced basically they're doing a DLC where you have a companion, a dog that rolls with you on Sea of Thieves. So if you're a Sea of Thieves fan, now you've got man's best friend to help you on the seas.
Yeah. My little punchline was about that when I said we've got what you need. Everybody needs a dog's, to stay by your side.
Yeah.
Especially if you're a thief, so it works perfect.
It does. Well, this one you guys are like, wow, Clint, you were going to skip that. Well, I wasn't. Just, the list was jumbled. But Fall Guys, we started playing Fall Guys.
I've got it pulled up here. I wasn't going to let you skip that one.
Yeah, we've been playing it, having a blast playing Fall Guys. If you haven't played Fall Guys and you have friends, this game is meant to play together. You guys have to at least go give it a shot.
Definitely.
You can definitely play it if you don't have friends either. But.
Yeah, it's a game designed for kids, you can tell, but it's become viral.
If you don't have friends, we'll be your friends, though. So,
true. Yeah.
We don't want you to be alone.
Do you guys honestly think it was designed for kids, though?
I do. I mean,
like maybe the art style, yes, but the game itself is pretty challenging.
Yeah, but it was designed and inspired by games like Roblox and some of the mods and creations from Minecraft. So
I think every kid game is designed with adult gamers in mind.
Yeah,
but I definitely don't think they were like, hey, this is going to go over huge with the adults.
Yeah, there's not a trend for obstacle courses being big for adults, but there is a trend for obstacle courses being big for kids right now.
Yeah, I just think on some of those courses, and that this would be really tough for some kids. But
there's I tell you, jump on Roblox and try to play some of those. They have some called like the Impossible obstacle course, and there's the Impossible 3 and 4 and 5, and they are that way. They're just like, are you kidding me? I'm sitting here for an hour. This is the game my daughter's playing, trying to help her beat this one section. I can't even get past it. Like, why are we doing this on a kid's game? But they do, and the kids, they like it. They get hooked on it.
It's that Minecraft stuff, dude. Minecraft started all this.
Yeah.
So I sent you guys a link for Fall Guys trailer. I figured we'd watch it together.
What I'm excited about, simply put, is the fact that there is a season 2.
Yeah.
It didn't even seem like the kind of game that was going to have that. And I hope it's not just characters, but it's new obstacles and challenges.
No,
I'm excited to watch this preview.
I think this trailer is going to show you a little something,
Well, you just said it was. You just ruined it for me. Thanks.
Well, sorry. You didn't.
I like how you tried to rebound, though.
You didn't.
I'm ready.
I'm ready too.
Okay.
I'm ready too.
Well, no, you're not, because you're going to start at 16
3,
seconds.
2.
I already had it at 16 seconds too. So.
Yep.
Okay,
me too.
Man. All right. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Fall Guys Season 2.
Hey, there's me.
Yeah.
That's what everybody thinks when they see these. There's me.
So in this season sneak peek, they've mentioned medieval theme. And so that is obviously extends to maps. It extends to costumes.
That's what they're gonna do. So every season, they can have their own whole new theme to the maps. Where clearly there was no theme at all to the first season because they didn't know they were going to be like this.
Yeah.
Here's the other thing to that. Hey, we want to do Marvel theme for this season. Just like Fortnite.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I'm saying. They're brilliant. They're going to do it. This game's going to be around.
Look at this though. You're moving.
Smart.
You're moving objects to get up on walls and stuff.
Whoa.
Yeah.
You think Rory? Well, Rory would probably get that, but at Claire's age, she couldn't do this stuff. You don't.
Rory couldn't at Claire's age either. Yeah.
But I give it a year, guys. Give it a year.
Yep.
I'll have her playing something.
We're still adding the finishing touches to
So,
but if you want to stay up to date, then
yeah, what'd you guys think?
Hey, well, I think it's cool that I'm the only one out of the three of us that has a crown. I thought that was a really cool thing that they put in this preview.
Wow. You just had, I like the way you delivered that too. Yeah, we
When
forgot
did you? When did you win? I forgot about that.
the night we were playing together.
The last game we played together.
The very last game.
What happened though? What did you win on? Was it the crown one?
Yeah, the crown one, the mountain climb.
Yeah, he
You
won
got
on
it?
So this last week was like so huge for Ryan. He won in dad joke competition, and then he sniped it and took the crown. You know, Fall Guys. So he is ever since he got his gaming PC, he is on a roll.
Yep. Taking
stop
over
him.
this thing.
Yep. The new
Next thing
pro
you know,
gamer.
I'll be hosting the intro and everything. Next thing you know.
Over my dead body. No. Oh man, I can't believe you reminded me about the crown. That hurts.
Yeah, it does.
That you would even.
That's why I did it.
And in the way that you did it makes it worse.
Did you actually bite into the fact that I was going to say something about the preview?
Yeah, not at all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't, at least.
Clint did. He's a weak individual, as Trump would say. You know, he's just weak. Weak-minded.
Weak.
Yeah, and you're fake news. Hey. All right. So the final game, we saved it because we're doing this part a little different. I may not include this section on the actual podcast. We'll see. We'll get opinions after the fact. But we're going to watch this World of Warcraft Shadowlands. I want to call it, they call it a cinematic, but it's more of an art storyboard trailer to me. Like, it reminds me of a storyboard. And to me, it was pretty epic as far as you can tell Blizzard is doubling down on this expansion.
Don't forget to drop it into our feed here.
Yeah, I'm going to send it to you right now.
Okay.
So I have to give a little bit of a background to this trailer to Hunter and Ryan, and really the people who don't know anything about it. Because if you go and watch it without any backstory to it, it's still going to be good, but it's going to be kind of, well, I don't know who these people are.
Right. Yeah.
So,
I get that.
So
because this, obviously, anybody who knows anything about World of Warcraft it's a story-driven game. That's, I mean, that people feel like they're involved in that story and in that world. That's the immersion factor of World of Warcraft. So yeah, you've got to know that kind of stuff for the stuff to impact you the way it's supposed to.
Yeah. So, and the storyline that they're using in this trailer is the backbone of World of Warcraft. Basically, from Warcraft 3 through the whole MMO process, this is one of the major popular important stories that shape kind of the universe of the game. And so that's why this piece of lore that we're going to watch hits so home to people that love the franchise. It's kind of got that legendary, think of like Darth Vader, that kind of deal. How Darth Vader's story has kind of, even if he's not in the actual story, it's still
he's in the story.
Roots. Yeah. So that's kind of how this is. So this trailer is going to take place with a character named Uther the Lightbringer. And his backstory is that he was a holy paladin back in the Dizay, and he trained up this young prince named Arthas Menethil, who was supposed to be a noble, king. He was a paladin, warrior, that kind of story. So in Warcraft 3, you play through the entire campaign, the human side, as Arthas. This is who you're playing as. And throughout, he is on this. They come across these zombies basically in their area, where their people have been attacked and turned to these zombies. These demons are involved in the attack, and so as they press forward, he's like, "What's going on with my kingdom? My future kingdom. These are my people." And so they push through, and Arthas ends up getting blinded by his, I guess you'd say, vengeance. So to speak, he's on this quest of I need to stop these demons at all costs.
So he basically veers off the path of nobility a little bit.
Right.
Yeah.
So what ends up happening, spoilers, guys, if you haven't played Warcraft 3, I think it's been long enough But if you don't want to hear this part, then skip. So what happens is, they're finding this poisoned grain. They find that the demons have been poisoning this grain that's turning their civilians into the undead. And, anybody that loves zombies is like, oh, yeah, this is sweet, right? So they've now discovered, oh, no, these demons have poisoned our grain that's going out into our entire communities. Right?
Some intelligent zombies, not your regular brain-dead zombies.
Right. Okay. So they come across this city called Strathholm, which the grain has already been delivered. And so he's basically like, hey, they've already been eating the grain. It's too late. So Uther, who is in this trailer that you're going to see, Uther is involved in this. He like I said, trained Arthas and all this. Well, Arthas is kind of the guy in charge. He's the prince, right?
Right.
So he tells Uther and the other chick that is involved in the story that's there. He tells them, we got to purge this town. We got to kill everybody here.
Because they're already zombied. They're done.
We can't let we can't let this break out of Strathholm. We got to burn the city.
Yeah,
and they're just
the classic zombie nuke the town, shut down the borders thing.
Be done with it. And so, of course, Uther, being a paladin of justice and light and noble, is like, nah, we ain't doing that.
Right.
I ain't going along with that. So he basically tells Arthas, "You're on your own, buddy." So of course, this is like your climax. Arthas has he's now passing into the dark side, so to speak. So they kill everybody in the area, him and his people, his soldiers.
Women, children, babies,
all of them. Yep, just kill them all. Burns down the city.
Bible story.
Yeah, burns down the site, burns down the city, the whole nine. Okay, so then they do this quest up to like Northrend, which is like the frozen waste of the world, right? He ends up finding, and now this is where we're gonna go fast, guys. Okay, he finds this sword. It's called Frostmourne. It's got some runes, some sweet blue runes on it, and it whispers to him. Basically,
okay, so it's like Excalibur.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
So it's infused with this guy named Nerzul, who used to be an orc, but now his soul is like talking
endowed
through this
with power and
talking through this sword. And so Arthas sees it and boom, takes it. Bam. As soon as he takes the sword, now it's like full on emo Arthas. Okay. Now he's looking pale. He's all, now he's looking rough.
He's kind of demon possessed in a way.
Right. So it's like, okay, now he has to go on this quest. He becomes a death knight, and the voice is like, kill everybody, baby. So he just starts, kills his own soldiers, takes them out. Next thing you know, he's just getting worse and worse.
Okay, so he goes to Stalin mode. I'm with you.
Right. Okay. So then, he goes back home, back to the Eastern Kingdoms, rolls up to his kingdom. They're like, oh, Prince Arthas is back. They're throwing roses and, everybody's cheering. The heroes come home.
But they don't know he's this dark lord now. Yeah. Okay.
Except in the cinematic, he shows up all black. It's
right.
Probably an obvious, but whatever for the sake of the story. So everybody's, oh, he's back, yay! And then there's Papa King Tyrannus, that's his daddy in the throne room, stands up, my son, you're back, Arthur rolls up to him and he says, Father, pulls out his sword. What are you doing, my son? And he says, succeeding you. And then you just see him stab him in the heart, and the crown falls and blood,
See, so I wonder in old days like that, in all reality, like in medieval type days.
But this could have happened, right?
Can you just kill your dad, and because you're still the king's bloodline, you're king?
I don't know.
Is that how that worked? Because that seems like a very flawed plan. You know what I mean?
He is royalty. If you're doing the bloodline,
it's true.
Whether he's good or bad, he's the bloodline.
Right.
So he probably depend on the kingdom and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm sure it'd be different kingdom to kingdom.
Stuff. Yeah.
Well, he doesn't really care, so he kills Papa Bear. King Tyrannus is dead.
Hold on. Did he like slit Papa Bear's throat? Did he give him a shank through the chest? What happened here?
Looks like he took Frostmourne and like stabbed him through the chest.
Okay.
That's what it looks like from, because they show the silhouette shadow in the background.
Gotcha.
So you don't actually get to see the gore, but he straps.
So Frostmourne got a little bit of the demon in him too.
Mm-hmm. So
not Frostmourne, but his dad. Yeah.
So how Frostmourne works is he sucks the souls out of the dead. So when he kills you, so now he owns you. You're part of your soul is in Frostmourne now.
So not only is the sword demon possessed, it's now legion. We are many.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You have all these souls stuck in Frostmourne. He's just taking people out, claiming souls left and right as he goes through. So then he goes. So then he takes out the entire city of Lordaeron, which is where Daddy's from. You know, his old hometown. They're just screwed. You know, he unleashes death upon the city, and then
so
he goes
killed
back.
his own people that he just became the king over.
Right. Because at this point he's mad. They need to now be turned. They're his followers, Ryan, so they must be dead now, because he controls the damned. You see?
Oh, so they're still alive after he kills them.
Yeah.
Okay, they become not zombies, but undead.
Undead, yes. Yeah.
Okay.
They're bound to his will.
Okay, I didn't realize that. So even the king is like just a puppet now.
Well, it's kind of weird because King never really is like out doing his thing. He just took Daddy's soul and was like, "You're staying in my sword."
Okay,
so it's like if he wants to raise you back.
Well, we can't leave the king walking around and talking, or he might still be king. Yeah, obviously, keep him in the sword. Step up on the throne.
Yeah, we need to keep Daddy down. You know.
I get it. Yes.
So now he's got to go to the Frozen Throne, which is in Northrend, back up north. That's his final mission, which is to go put on the helm of dominance. And that's it. That's the mission. So he goes back, fights some dudes. You know, it's all legit. Gets to the Frozen Throne, pops on the helmet, and then boom, he's encased in ice on top of this frozen throne in Northrend. It's Ice Crown Citadel is the name of it. It's a big, huge castle-looking thing. It's all bad, death in ice, Sorry this is going so long, but I hope I'm entertaining Hunter a little bit here.
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to follow along with the story.
Yeah. So Frozen Throne, he stays frozen for like years, and then boom, we're into World of Warcraft. And we're doing our thing in World of Warcraft for a couple expansions. And then boom, all of a sudden, Big Daddy Arthas wakes up. Ice is melted. It's time for him to do his attack on the entire world. Time to take over Azeroth. So, Ryan, you're muted.
He's still got power over all these souls and all this. He's just been frozen for a while.
Yeah.
He's still got the sword, everything.
Yeah, kind of like a recoup type deal.
Yeah. They just paused him.
Right. Yeah. He's minding his time. So in Wrath of the Lich King, he's woke up. It's time for us to go after the Lich King, baby. That dirty Arthas killed everybody. And in the World of Warcraft, you play in these zones that are maimed with dead people and sickness and scar, So the lore is there. Like when you go there, it's like, oh, this is what the Lich King did, bro. So, we're all pissed. We know what he did, So it's time to go take him out. So you chase him through Northrend, and finally we get to go after him. We go after the Lich King, and we almost get there. We get to him, and he strikes us down right before we kill him.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, strikes us down. He's like, gonna make you my bees, and he starts trying to take your souls, with Frostmourne, and then the super strong paladin that you had with you, one of the main characters, he's like, Light, help me this one last time, and so boom, throws the hammer, breaks Frostmourne, holy crap, and then we just take it out on Arthas. All the souls come up out of the sword. They're taking their revenge because the sword's been broken. See, you see what they're doing there, and so now
what I just pictured when you said the little souls and stuff. I pictured the little worms from Little Mermaid. That
they kind of look like that. Yeah, they kind of got that. So they're holding them in the air, and you're just hacking and slashing, and then boom, you get to take down 1% of his health to end him. And so then it goes into this sweet cinematic that's very heartfelt. Okay, it's Arthas laying on the ground and Father King Tyrannus.
Right, but Arthas isn't dark anymore, is he? Right, because
he's just the spell's been kind of broken.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And so he's kind of coming out of this spell, right? And so there's King Tyrannus' ghost kind of sitting next to him, and he grabs Papa Bear's hand, and he looks at his dad, and he says, "Dad, is it over?" And Dad says, No king rules forever, my son. And then Arthas kind of looks off into the distance, and he says, "I see only darkness before me." And then boom, he's dead. It's over. Big Daddy Arthas is dead. So then you find out after that, there must always be this Lich King, because if there's no Lich King, then all this undead that's on the earth is just going to go crazy because there's nothing actually controlling them. So now they would just be mindless, right? There's no mission.
Right.
So there must be someone that has the helm on that takes up the helm. So this one dude that was in the expansion, he takes up the helm. I'm going to take it now. But he's kind of more good guy. He hadn't slaughtered everybody like Arthas did. He didn't give his whole soul.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, so that happens. That's the end of Wrath of Lich King. We go through a bunch of expansions. Well, now this last expansion, we find out that this evil chick, this undead night elf chick, she's now opened up this gate between death and us. Basically, the spirit world, heaven and hell kind of thing. And we find out that the Lich King is attached to this world, so to speak. So the helm, the sword is attached to the Shadowlands. This was somehow the demons had taken this sword and this helmet out of the spiritual world, out of this hell place or whatever, and brought it into the Azeroth world. Is everybody following me at this point?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I'm trying to keep it kind of light and fun so that you're not just totally bored.
You're good.
So that happens, and here we are. Now, Uther, I forgot to say this, Uther did try to get in Arthas' way whenever he was headed back to kill King Poppy Pop. And Arthas killed him. Sucked his soul in the Frostmourne. So this trailer
But he left him all the way dead like his dad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So in this trailer, you're seeing the story from Uther's point of view. So you're actually going to see it start up with Uther. I don't want to give too much away. Uther has come face to face with Arthas. Okay. And then you're going to see after that, and it's going to kind of show some stuff. Okay. So
we don't have this video yet. You lied to us earlier.
Oh my gosh.
I got too engulfed in what he was going to tell us.
I was overhearing my passionate storytelling abilities.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Okay, so there you go. Boom. It should be on there now. So we're going to watch this. Like I said, audio listeners may not include this. We'll see. Because this is literally a story video. But I thought the artwork was good enough that these guys would really like it. Plus, I'm trying to get them to buy Shadowlands. Let's just be honest, guys.
All right. We're ready.
All right. Give me just one sec here. All right. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Save my soul.
So for those of you who are wondering, the light in this game is like the equivalent of any spiritual heaven, God.
Yeah.
In this, that kind of takes more of the Christian perspective a little bit.
Uther.
Where am I?
Welcome to Bastion. You led a truly selfless life. And for that, you have been chosen.
Chosen?
To shed your mortal burdens and join the ranks of the Ascended, serving to ferry the souls of the dead unto the Shadowlands.
I serve the light. And
so he's graduated to like an angel, basically.
There is an evil that must be...
There is no evil here. The darkness was sealed within the maw long ago.
You're wrong. He destroyed my home, murdered my people and my king. He must be punished.
You are an aspirant now. You must accept your new purpose and purge yourself of this desire for vengeance.
What I desire is justice.
So Uther's pissed, obviously.
Devos,
can't let go of his past.
Why are you training this soul? It is beneath your station as a paragon.
He cannot let go. He continues to demand retribution for his death.
And this concerns you? Many souls take eons to ascend.
Yes, but this one seems broken, Thenios. Unlike any soul I have seen. I have begun to wonder whether he was deemed worthy of Bastion. By mistake.
Be careful, Devos. I would not let the Archon hear such a thought. In time, he will forget. Trust our ways. Trust the path.
I would say she's Orion. Just saying, just throwing it out there.
Devos, how long must we train?
Until you are ready to ascend.
And what is keeping me from ascension?
Nothing but the memory of your mortal life.
How can I forget when I can still feel his blade?
Your soul is wounded? Who did this to you?
He was my student. He betrayed us all.
Show me.
After all this time, you're right. You weren't supposed to let go. So it's almost like he only got part of his soul.
He did. If you look back at it, part goes to the blade and then part goes, the light saves whatever the other part. Yeah.
Right, that's why he can't continue. I get it.
With the power of the Maw itself in hand. Our realm is imperiled.
Impossible. The Maw is inescapable.
The Maw's hell, just so you know.
Return to the path.
If he had purged his life, we never would have known of this calamity. The path is flawed!
Enough! The order of the Shadowlands depends on the execution of our eternal charge. You will abandon this course.
As you command, my Archon.
I think every kid feels that way, right?
Uther! The time of your ascension has come.
I thought I was not ready.
Do you wish to see him punished?
I do.
Then prepare yourself.
Because you're about to ascend down to Earth.
Gonna become a boss, baby.
Oh, so she's giving him the powers.
But she's not supposed to. Right.
Yeah. Oh, no, no, no.
Did you hear what she just said? She said, when he falls, we will claim him. Talking about Arthas.
Mm-hmm. So they're not going to punish the physical Arthas. They're going to punish his soul.
Right.
But I mean, wasn't he going to get punished by going to hell anyways? Or
here's where he says, I see only darkness before me.
Darkness.
What do they call it? The Maw?
Mm-hmm.
Before me.
Not necessarily. I'll explain some of that after this.
Okay.
So in the game, after we killed him, obviously we couldn't see that, but this is what happened to him.
Cast him into the Maw. Return him to the darkness he served. His eternal suffering awaits.
He was my student.
Remember what he did and take your vengeance.
Not vengeance. Justice.
There you go, boys. It's all bad.
Interesting.
All bad.
So you really don't know what's going to happen in the expansion because of that? You just know this is the prelude to the expansion, basically?
Right. We know that Arthas. So the way they've explained it with Shadowlands is when you die in the World of Warcraft, like really die, your soul is sent to what they call the Arbiter, and he judges you. And
Right.
there's within the Shadowlands world, there's 4 different zones. We'll say zones because that's what you'll be playing in. There's Bastion, which is one of them. That's kind of the angelic light looking area, which would be like your equivalent to what you would imagine heaven looking like, right?
Right.
There's one called Hawkenwield or something like that, and it's kind of naturey, druid, kind of, hippie-ish. Think of green nature, and that zone is that's where a soul would go, right? And they have their own way of doing things. There's another one that's kind of more demon looking, which is kind of weird. And it has kind of its own story. And then there's another one, I forget what it is, but there's 4 places. And then there's the Maw, which is like I said, which is like hell. And that's where the most despicable souls are judged, and they go, but you have to be really, really bad, right? To go there, and it's like crazy torment. No soul would want to go there, that kind of thing. So what's happened here is when Arthas died, he didn't have the chance to be judged. They did it.
Right. They prejudged him.
Right. Also, it shows some issues there. She tells him in the trailer that the evil's been sealed long ago in the Maw. She's referring to this jailer character that we learn about, that they've kind of mentioned. He's the ruler of the Maw. So somehow this jailer has gotten his power into the real world, or the non-spiritual world. And anyway, it's causing all this chaos within even the Shadowlands. It's just they're so used to this order and routine that they're blinded to anything that could be different, which kind of shows you what her leader was like, right? And Uther has done this, this thing to Arthas, and so it's going to create some chaos. I'm pumped because it's 2 major characters that are major players in the world that they're bringing into this expansion, and it's kind of tying up some loose ends on that whole long epic story. Now they did announce the release date, so I do want to show you guys that real quick, and it's not near as long. So, but yeah, so that's pretty much that's going to be the trailer for Bastion, and then
looks like a good storyline.
Here later on, they'll show another. They'll do the same kind of trailer, but it'll probably be for another zone. So I think each zone is going to get its backstory. So
I get what you're saying.
For Bastion, this is what they're going through. This event's going to cause some issues with their order or whatever, is what they're alluding to. But there's so much with that jailer character, as far as what people are speculating. Some say that maybe he had something done to him that was not right, and so he's now seeking revenge. But there's something wrong in the Shadowlands. Whatever order's going on there, souls aren't being judged equally, because I've heard.
Right. Well, even like, that girl that was, or the angel or whatever that was in that place, she didn't know the whole story, but now she's already thrown the balance off by what she did.
Right. Right. She kind of took it into her own hands.
Yeah. So she's changed the order and the law that was set in place in that place she was in. Plus, she skipped the judgment of the soul and threw him straight into hell, basically. And so she's completely thrown off the order herself.
Right. Right. Yep. So it's all screwed up. Now, guys that are listening on the audio, if you haven't seen anything on the beta, go ahead and skip forward about 30 seconds, because I'm going to say this, and it's a little bit of a spoiler. I know Ryan and Hunter and other people won't care, but I just want to give you a spoiler warning on 3, 2, 1. Okay, so in the beta, guys, Uther shows up. He's one of the first people that you see in the Bastion area. He immediately has regret for this event, and he says, that wasn't justice, that was vengeance. We messed up.
Yeah, you could tell by the preview, it was going to be all bad.
Yeah. And what she has done is created this crazy order that's kind of rebelling, so to speak.
Yeah, but of course, because everything I've ever believed is wrong.
Right.
Type of a vibe. Yeah. I get what you're saying.
And so now they got their own thing going. So it's pretty cool. I love anything that's Lich King related, because of its roots back into the original Warcraft 3. But yeah, really, really solid story. It's one of them things that I wish Blizzard, like I said, would do real movies or shows.
Yeah.
Because I could just sit and binge on a good story from them.
Right.
Sometimes.
Right.
Rather than they're weaker on their in-game storytelling sometimes.
I get what you're saying. Yeah. Sometimes their development and their prelude is real strong.
Right. The reason Warcraft 3 story was so good is it was an RPG. You didn't have the other elements. So you're playing, but it's kind of like watching a movie. They have little cinematics.
Right. Yeah, it's different. Yep.
Yeah. So that's usually my my only qualm with that. Okay. So this next one, I'm going to share the link with you guys, and this is just their release trailer announcement. And we'll talk about that. And then we'll be done. Went a little long because of the Bastion stuff and all that, but I wanted to share it with my buddies.
I knew we'd probably go long. Once, there's just always so much stuff. Even with this one being a lot of stuff that wasn't that new, there was still so much stuff that it was going to take a little while.
And I'll probably cut some of this up in the audio just because this is more for the video area.
Right.
And we're ready when you guys are.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. So there you saw it, guys. October 27th. The game is launching.
Nice.
So that's the one area I was telling you about. It's all naturey. Kind of, There's Bastion. They still do an amazing job with their environments in this game. That's the one I told you is kind of more demon looking. Kind of fail. What they call fail magic.
Yeah. That looks like it's probably more like the gray.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then this is kind of like a new vampire zone. Yep. So there it is. Just a quick
nice.
Now, if you saw, I don't know if you saw in that trailer, but there's also a little floating area in the back that had orange and black wrapping around it. I think that's the mall floating in space. The mall,
yeah, I saw that.
That's what it looked like to me. But I'm really I love anything that's like spiritual afterlife stuff on any game. So it really pumps me up that they're diving deep into their lore of what happens to a main character after they die. So
right, that's cool.
I'm into that kind of stuff, and it looks like they're going to pull from a lot of different spiritual realms, not just one, ideological realm.
Right.
So anyway, that's it on World of Warcraft. That was their big announcement, and probably the biggest announcement of the night as far as release date. I was really shocked.
The most press and the most buzz around it. Yeah.
Yeah, I was really shocked because I didn't think they were that far along with it. Like I knew they were making progress on the beta and stuff, but I thought for sure it'd be like probably, if they were lucky, Christmas break maybe, but not right.
So that is early for sure. Then
not before Halloween. Definitely didn't think that. I really honestly thought it'd be like February, March, or something like that.
That's actually perfect timing, at least in the sense of if you end up having more downtime of being able to play with the whole group, because I get more busy in the Christmas season. So if you have more single player time, that's good timing for you. Which you don't want to hear that because it's like, wait, I was just saying I wanted you guys to get it, but I'm not getting it October 27th. So,
no, I don't expect you to. Now with this expansion, they are revamping their entire leveling process, guys. Just so you know.
Okay.
I think I told you that before on the podcast.
Yeah, you did.
They're slicing it down, and you pick the expansion you want to play through. And
sounds a lot better. Yeah. Sounds like a good way to do it, especially for new players.
The graphics look way better compared to what
they did. Look good.
When me and you used to play, it was just.
I'm not saying I wouldn't buy it. I'm saying at that time I can't buy it because of Christmas season.
No, I say it's a Christmas buy. After we get some of that Christmas money.
Oh, well, that's fine, yeah. But are you going to really wait to play it? You're not.
I'm going to level one character, but that's the beauty of the game. I can make another character and roll with you guys. Play a whole different thing. Yeah. And my wife has told me I can't play till Christmas break either. Because she wants to play. But she's got school. Yeah. So she's like, I can't be playing with you during when it first launches. So
I
have to wait till Christmas break. And I was like, okay.
Okay, cool.
So now you just need to get Tiff into it. We'll talk Natalie into it, and it'll just be
no way. She would never.
Family.
Never.
Game
she would never.
No.
She likes Harry Potter.
I'm sorry.
She likes Harry Potter.
Does that mean anything about gaming, dude?
Okay. Hey, I tell you what, Tiff is
Harry Potter games yet.
Tiff is super excited about that RPG Harry Potter that they're making. That is supposed to be pretty well produced.
Yeah, I'm excited about that too. I think she would actually try that. But
yeah.
Well, guys, thank you for listening to the podcast and tuning in. It was it wasn't long. We went way longer than this before, so
yeah,
I'm feeling pretty good about myself right now. Just to be honest with you. I hope you guys I hope you guys enjoyed my quick lore dive into World of Warcraft.
I enjoyed it. I thought you told a story pretty quick, which was a lot to tell. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was trying to make Hunter laugh, but of course that never happens. So
I was listening intently. I didn't want to miss anything to understand what was going on.
Yeah. Well, with a beard like
and
that,
I'm
it's
a
hard
hard
to see
crowd.
a smile. Yeah, you're a real tough crowd.
Yeah.
What up, Johnny? We're just about to sign off. We need to play something like soon together, compadres.
Yes.
So if you guys liked the podcast, if you enjoyed the show, go on over to Patreon, check it out. You can donate to us. If not, go to your social media pages, share us out, get it out to the world, let them know we're here. We're also adding videos over on our website page. If you don't feel like going through the YouTube, we got them posted right there on the website if you want to check it out. And with that said,
stay delirious,
stay dadding,
and stay gaming. This has been a Delirious Dads production. For more information about the show, visit our website at www.deliriousdadsgaming.com. You can also find us on facebook.com/deliriousdadsgaming, twitch.tv, and YouTube. Make sure you like and share our pages to help us grow the channel. You can listen to the podcast on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, and Spotify. Please leave a rating and review if you enjoy the show. Thank you again for listening, and we hope to see you next time.